stumble on playing cricket, laughing and joking, and for some strange reason coming up with insane ideas how to cause the most severe pain to each other. I think I mentioned 6-inch nails and kneecaps. I think Duncan might just remember.
Great.
But funnily enough, there was actually a bit of cricket played. It usually entailed me bowling all day and Duncan batting. Like Stephen mentioned before, Stephen ended up in the goals. I ended up bowling at him all day, getting the ball small times all around the cricket field. But on the odd occasion, I fancied a bat. He bowled that quick at me, I'd come out a minute later crying. A lot of people ask me over the years, you know, a lot of people, what makes us such good friends. There's probably too many reasons to mention. Either that or I can't really think of that many. But in my opinion, I think Duncan will agree, is the amount we used to talk as kids. It was, I don't know, it was a little bit too much sometimes. We talked for hours and hours on end, putting the world to rights, and usually, looking back, it was probably a lot of tripe anyway. But it meant something, and obviously it did, else I wouldn't be stood here today. I remember one time in particular, and as usual, Queen's Greatest Hits 2 was on the stereo in the background. I don't know why it was that CD, maybe it's because we felt a bit cultured by listening to it. You know, and it made us seem a little bit older. But we had a discussion about what professions would never go out of business, and I thought I'd come up with a fantastic idea of a funeral director. Morbidly enough, people do die. But of course, Duncan had to disagree. That's the reason why. Duncan come up with the insane idea that sometime in the future scientists will come up with a way of making people immortal. I don't know what his inspiration was behind that. Maybe it was Track 9, Who Wants to Live Forever, I don't know. I don't know who was more stupid that night, Duncan for saying it, or me for believing it. We were about 14, 15, the fact that overpopulation of the world didn't really come into our minds.
Did 3 years later.
Yeah. Looking back, we were a bit, I might not have looked it back then, but you know, I was quite sporty back then, healthy, and we enjoyed the outdoors, especially on the cricket field, but that all did come to an abrupt end on Friday night in 1994. As usual, I was sat downstairs in my mum and dad's pub in the Red Line in Blackrod. I'm sure many of you will know that one. And at about 11:30, 11:45, Duncan came stumbling in the back door, which actually became a familiar sight. I think he came stumbling with a lad called Neil Pennington. They'd been into Horwich that night, into a pub called the Brown Cow. I don't like to call it, or everybody else in there like to call it the Shrine. He said it was the best pub ever. He said it was fantastic, but looking back it really wasn't. So he started his sales pitch early, but I wanted to go, so I begged my mum, can I go the following Friday? She said no, and then against the better judgment she let me go. But bearing in mind I was a year younger than Duncan at the time. Anyway, before I start this story, I'd just like to say that I think there's three experiences you should experience with one of your best friends, and that's the first time you get drunk, the first time your room spins, and the first time you throw up. I was lucky enough to experience all three. I swear the details of the night, but basically it's firm because I just can't remember them. But what I do remember is getting back at about 11:30, 12:15 to mum's pub and thinking my mum's going to kill me. I was 3 sheets of the ring, I couldn't have even stood up. So my mum was going to kill me and my dad would be so proud of me. Imagine it didn't go that way. My mum had to stop my dad from killing me. And I don't think me and Duncan made the situation any better when we decided to go and have a game of pool. And of course, my mum and dad owned the pub. I went behind the bar and got the keys for the pool table. Threw everyone's money off the pool table and opened it up. And me and Duncan went for the same pool cue. And the next thing we ended up on the pool table, wrestling over a pool cue. As you can imagine, my dad wasn't happy at all, so I think he proceeded to throw us both upstairs by the ears. I was fuming that night, but it was a great night, and only as time went on, they did get better, or worse, whichever way you want to look at it. Before I just tell the next story, I don't think it's just going to cushion the blow by just mentioning what a great Duncan. Mr. Duncan was. His clinical batting, his mean, precise fast bowling, his quick feet and nimble fingers in the field. Right, but sporting prowess, he had quite a lot of, but he could be rather clumsy. He was very clumsy, in fact. I'm just going to tell you one story. Picture the scene: 2 young lads walking down Lee Lane in Horwich, about 15 and 16, dressed up to the nines, as you think it was back then. I think he had my Eclipse t-shirt on, I think. Dressed to impress anyway, as it was back then. Heading for a great night out. As we're walking down, just further down the road on the right was a group of young girls. As you can imagine, we started strutting our stuff down the road. Well, no, he didn't. His instinct to do it. Anyway, just as we came level with them, we stepped off the curb, and this curb come to be more than 3 inches high. If that's 3 inches, mate, you've got no problem. There's no apparent reason, I can't even imagine, like he just fell flat on his face. Bang, he hit the ground so hard, shook, but he bounced up quicker and he went there. He back in an alley, flinching, dusted himself off, and just as he dusted himself off, I looked at the corner of my eye, and these girls were absolutely wetting themselves. It took about 3 yards down the road, and he turned to me and said, very calmly, "Do you think they saw me, mate?" On a more serious note, let's say one last thing before we make the toast, and I'll probably get this wrong because I don't know how to say it, but a lot of people say that you can tell a lot about a person by the company he or she keeps. I don't think I'm a bad person, I think I'm okay, and I think that's got a lot to do with the people, like the friends I've got. Yeah, Ali, well that might include you. It's got a lot to do with that, but I think it's just one on in particular it's got a lot to do with. I don't think I'd be the person I am today without this lad. And there's not a day that goes by that I'm not thankful and proud to know the boy.
Man, man.
Visual aids or anything like that. It's team effort, so I'll left most of that to Bernsey. Do you want to make the toast for me now, Bernsey? Yep.
Okay. Apparently we did the cards.
Okay, sorry about that. We're going to read out some cards before.
No, we'll do this. We'll do this.
You've got 3 minutes left.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to pose a toast to the bride and groom. Duncan has found the girl of his dreams, and I really couldn't be happy for them both. So please be upstanding. The groom and his beautiful bride. To Duncan and Helen.